Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Athletic School podcast. Today, we have a different guest speaker, Joey Funicello. He played professional soccer in five different countries, and nowadays he's the founder, the director, and also the coach at Soccer Viza Football Club. Joey, thanks so much for joining me.
No problem. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. So playing in five different countries and now coaching, being an entrepreneur. What would you say is the main lessons that you learned throughout your career that you try to pass along to your players nowadays?
I think the main thing is to understand when you're trying to reach different levels of whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's business or your dream or goals or objective, is that it's lonely. And when it's lonely, it can be hard, but you have to stay on course even though things go wrong and things go right. You're alone or you're around people, your surroundings change, your circumstances change, and you must push on if it's really what you enjoy to do. Because there's going to be moments when it's really hard.
Yeah. You said something interesting about being lonely. I'm sure you had that when you were traveling around the world, right? How did you deal with that? How is there something specific you did?
No, I mean, I still get lonely sometimes. I miss my family. I've been away. Now I'm doing a different dream and trying to build my professional club, but I still get lonely. I miss my mother who's getting older and things like that. But I think you have to understand that's part of it. And a lot of people can't deal with it. So the way I tell myself is, okay, do what other people won't do, and I will reach the levels other people won't. You know?
Do you feel like having a goal, having a purpose helps a little bit?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I have a drive. Like I want to succeed, and I think that's more important actually than the goal. Because in anything I do, I want to do it the best of my ability, and I think that's what keeps me going.
Mhm. And do you feel like a lot of soccer players that you work with, they kind of miss that drive in a way? It's like I'm here in the U.S. And playing college, and when I first got here, I lived in a house with like eight people. None of these people they graduated because they were lonely in a way, and they went back home. Which is sometimes it is what it is. You know what I mean? They just not meant to be. But sometimes people just don't have that drive. But you see that in some of the soccer players you work with, or
Yeah, you're gonna find that if you really have drive and goals, you're gonna find that 95% of people won't follow their dreams and goals, and that they'll be very secure and safe. They want a safe route. So yeah, I find that all the time. Not just in being with footballers, but in business as well. People are scared to take risks, and that's why there's a low success rate in all industries. Because people aren't scared to take risks. They'd rather be an employee or keep it safe.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Um, I mean, I've been watching a lot of the videos that Soccer Visa posts, and some of the videos of you coaching the players, right? Um, so I want to get into that a little deep, but I want to understand from you how would you define your coaching style?
Are we talking about like mentally or tactically?
I
Or
mean,
is
I
that
would say more mentally in a way.
yeah motivational? I believe that we can do anything. I have that attitude where we want to leave everything on the pitch, and I expect that from my players. I
Mhm.
expect them to operate together. So I don't like negativity, and it's always we can, um, and that's I would say my coaching style. I believe we can do everything. I stand behind my team. I laugh with them, cry with them. I yell if someone tackles one of my players. Hey, I no, that's my family. That's my team. That's I get a lot of heat from the league because I don't care. I stand up for my team every day. I mean, if it's referees or other coaches, the presidents, they're like, "You're so crazy." Yeah, that's my team, and I'm going to stand behind them. You know.
Awesome, awesome. Um, what are your thoughts on punishing players when they don't do what they're supposed to, or if they are
But
being negative or something like that?
it's a must. You have to do it
Hmm.
because, especially as a coach, I this year actually I didn't wasn't as strict as I was in the past, and things got away from me. because I had different personalities, but I changed who I was for the personalities. And we were still in the promotion playoffs. We're still doing okay, but it wasn't the season I wanted as a team. We had a very talented team, but I think it's because I let some disciplinary things slip. And I think you have to every season stick to your discipline, stick to your punishments, and because if you don't, then things get out of control. So you must.
And what kind of punishment are we talking about? Is it not practicing, not going to games, or doing push-up?
It could be a fine of money. It could be you're not training with the first team for 2 weeks. You go train with the youth team. It could be you're suspended for 3 games. It's up to you, but everyone's different. But there has to be punishment so they understand what they did wrong.
Mm-hmm. I saw a video of players talking about you breaking down players. What's the meaning behind? How does that work? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I want to put you in an uncomfortable position when you come. And I want to see how you respond in that uncomfortable position. But at the same time, I want to pick you up through that uncomfortable position so that you can succeed. So when players come to me, I make training hard. I make life hard. I make them earn my trust and my respect. And they go through some tough moments. And that's how I break players down. And then by the end of it, when they're doing well, and I encourage, like, hey, what a game you had today. You've been working extremely hard, and I see it. I see how hard you worked. So then they start getting picked up. But in the beginning, they have to earn it, and that's how I break them down.
Mm-hmm. Do you think players can improve, can get better if they are comfortable?
100%. Not comfortable, challenged.
Okay.
Challenged. I don't think comfort's the right word. I don't like that word. But I think if they're challenged, I'm a big believer that anyone can do anything. It just takes time and commitment. So,
yeah. What's the main coaching advice you can give to players that are trying to coach professional level or achieve the next level, whatever it's. Yeah.
Dedicate yourself to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Learn. Don't train dribbling through cones and going through speed ladders. That's not real. Train game-specific situations. If you're an outside back, know how to put a good cross in and put it dangerously consistently. If you're a midfielder, know the weight of your passes in different areas. If you're a center back, know how to win your battles and balance the game. Train game-specific moments.
Mm-hmm. Do you think for players are trying to achieve the next level, if they try to develop something outside soccer, do you think that can be beneficial? So, like, for example, I don't know, let's say reading or doing something outside of soccer, do you think that could be helpful?
Of course, I think when it's time to go to work, you put your work in, but I don't think it should be everything in your life. I think you should focus on other parts of your life and get your day going and improve you. Improve you, whether it's reading, learning a new language, learning how to code, graphic design, whatever it may be. But then when you know what your priority is football, you focus those hours you need to on football. But you need a break. You need a mental break,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with you. I think everyone needs a break. One step back so we can take 2 steps forward. For sure.
I agree.
So I had the chance to talk to Cecilia about Soccer Viza, about her life as well and everything. And I want to hear from you how the idea for the Soccer Viza came up. What's the mission about it?
Yeah, I had a vision of educating players on my journey because I think a lot of players don't understand how football works, how clubs work, how contracts work, how clubs scout players. And I also wanted to get players that nobody knew a chance because I think there's a lot of players that are good enough that don't get a chance. So I came up with the idea, and I think we put our first combine together, and it did really well, and it kind of snowballed from there. And I think players trusted us. And they do trust us to give them the truth. It's not like you come to us and we say, thank you, see you later. We care. We educate you. We tell you the truth about your level, where you should look, why you should look there, where we can help. So it started in Iceland in a room when I was playing as an idea, and it became what it is today. So it's kind of crazy.
You said players trust you guys.
Yeah.
Why do you think they trust you
I think it's when you come here, you see, I sit with you, I care, like I talk to you about everything. If you're not the level, I tell you in a respectful way, and I show you through video and stuff like that. I spend a lot of time with my players, and if you're good enough, I help you. I spend a lot of time with my players,
guys?
a lot of time, a lot, and they get to see who I am as a human being. I don't feel like I'm greater than them. I feel like I'm a tool they can use to help their career go forward, and that's the truth. I don't feel like they need me. I'm sorry, I don't feel like I need them. I feel like I'm there to help. It's not like they're. I should. I'm the one that should give them thankful for trusting me, and I think they see that. You know, because there's a lot of programs out there that are just there to keep a business going. I'm not. I do this because I love it with my whole soul.
Yeah,
And I think when you come, you see that.
yeah. Um, that's a really good and different perspective. Um, thank God I had good coaches here in the U.S. My mom is in a group here with other moms from Brazil, and the moms are constantly like comparing the coaches, and like kind of complaining in a way. And crazy how many coaches they have a different perspective than what you just told me. Many of them they feel like they need to be feared, they need to be respected. I feel like respect is important, but they almost like turn that respect into fear. Um, and they try to go to the players that like, look, I'm better than you, so do what I tell you to do. Don't ask questions, and like even like punishments that you were talking about, I feel like way more meaningful when you say, look, just don't practice anymore for 2 weeks because you did this. Like here, we have this culture of like, oh no, let's do push-ups, let's run, like, and for me, I just don't see that being effective a lot of the time. But I really like that perspective. Just that I think it makes us as players trust you guys way more and like they play for you in such a deeper way. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate that. And yeah, listen, don't get me wrong. I yell and I scream and I'm in your face. But I do it because I care, and that's the truth. I it's hard to say if you were here and see like I cry with my players, when things go. So I just cared because I never had a coach that cared.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure. You mentioned that you care about them, that you talk to them a lot. And I feel also again, I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication because there's a lack of communication between players and coaches. How important do you think communication is between players and coaches?
Tremendous. We're in a team. We're a business. So if I'm an entrepreneur, I have my team that I work with to help us grow our business. A club is a business. You make money by selling players, by the style of football you play, by how you carry yourself. So that's my team. That's my business. I'm the manager of that team. They have like football is their job and their work and the club, the business. But it's still my team. So communication's a big, big, big part of success, in my opinion.
Hmm.
And that's
And
for me, though. Other businesses, you have bosses that run their business a different way. But for me, I think it's important because it's who I am. Everybody's personality is different.
and when you say about communication, just do you think more in a friendly way where you guys can talk about everything, or is it more like a son and dad type of thing? How is that communication?
Somehow, I always end up like a dad,
Hmm.
always, even if I don't try to. But yeah, they come to me about everything: life problems, relationship problems, everything. Yeah, I think that's another reason why maybe they trust me more because they feel like they can speak to me about life, things that are going on in their life. Um, so yeah, I think it is a coach and mentor, but somehow it's also like a father figure. And I used to be scared of that, but now I appreciate it.
Hmm. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that help us as players connect with coaches. Um, in a much more deeper way. To kind of wrap it up, if you have players that wanted to play for you guys, that wanted to know more about soccer, what's the process to do that? How can they do that?
They should go on our social media and our website, and if they want to come to our program, apply for it. We'll take a look at their video and see what their level is. We don't take a lot of players per month. We take around 20 to 22 guys. It's not like a huge program where we're having 100 guys come down. We're real selective. So make sure that when you do your application and we have an interview that you speak properly like a professional, because the people that we bring into our program are very professional in terms of how they carry themselves. So they should go to our website, our social media, send us a message, and one of our staff members will get back to them, and we'll see how to proceed.
All right, sounds good. Any books, podcasts that you would recommend to people listening to us? Things that helped you in a way?
I read a lot of books when I was playing. I hated reading in school, which is funny. I got the worst grades. But then when I became a pro and I was by myself all the time, I started picking up reading. And I read a lot of self-help books. And I think one of the best ones I ever read was Mind Gym. Mind Gym. And it's how athletes deal with stress, anxiety, fear, bad moments. And I think that's one book that you should definitely pick up. It's a good one.
Perfect. Love that. Last question. What's your definition of success?
When you grow something, a lot of things come your way. So right now, my goal is to get promoted from the third to the second division, and then the second division and first division, and play a CONCACAF Champions League. But those things can change as you grow, and I can't really speak much about it right now. But I think my goal is to create an environment wherever I am that players can succeed. And with success of the players comes the success of myself.
Awesome. I love that. And the reason I asked that is because everyone has a different definition of success, and I feel like all of them are right in a way. It's just so personal. You guys had the first game for the playoffs, right? When's the second game?
Sunday.
Awesome. Well, we'll be cheering for you guys, and I hope everything goes as planned in a way.
Thank you, and it's been a pleasure to be on the podcast. I appreciate you allowing me to do so.
Yeah, of course. Well, I really appreciate that. Like I said, I watched a lot of the videos, and my experience playing soccer here in the U.S., back home in Brazil, I had a lot of different types of coaches that helped me in a way. Some I learned how to be, some I learned how not to be, and I feel like everything that I see you doing for your players, I feel like it's so much helpful for us to grow as a player, but also as a person, as a human being. Because at the end of the day, like, we're not gonna play soccer forever. That's what we wanted to, but I mean, we are not going to. But I feel like it just makes a huge difference. And we have a coach like you. I had a coach back home that he helped me a lot in terms of soccer, but like mentally, I'm just who I am because of him, and I feel like coaches have that power to change their lives forever. So
100%.
Coaches. So I really appreciate you sharing a little bit of your coaching style and everything. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of good things are coming for soccer people.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, huh?
I appreciate that. Thank you.